The big story that we're tracking this hour, rescue personnel are racing against time to save little Timanna from the gaping hole of a 300-foot deep borewell. The boy fell into the borewell at around 1:30 p.m. yesterday. Fire force personnel and the local police were called in for the rescue operations. The district administration has also called in Manjegowda, who along with his robot is trying to assist in the rescue operations. Meanwhile, there is a constant supply of oxygen that has been given to the little boy who's stuck at a depth of almost 160 feet. Doctors have also been called in to try and monitor his situation to ensure that he at least holds up until he is rescued. My colleague Harish joins us live from Bagalkote. Harish, take us through the latest details.
Well, the rescue operation is on since yesterday, but now they're approaching a two-pronged strategy where one team that is led by NDRF and other experts from the district administration are excavating parallel to this borewell, and they are hopeful that they can finish their excavation as soon as possible, after which they will take a horizontal tunnel to try and access this 6-year-old who is stuck at a depth of anywhere between 150 to 160 feet. That is what the rescue personnel are currently estimating. In the meanwhile, there's the robotic expert who's coming from Manjegowda, who's trying to use his robot to try and lift this boy who's stuck at a depth of around 160 feet. Both these rescue operations are currently on. As you can see, each one of these PVC columns are being slowly maneuvered down this particular well to try and reach Timanna, who might be around stuck around 160 feet. And then the robotic arm will clutch onto him. Then the boy will be pulled up. That is the current plan action as far as this particular robotic operation is concerned. And the other one is the excavation of the earth, where NDRF 2 is chipping in. The NDRF team from Bangalore has reached here, and this is a team that's trained and originally based out of Pune. Some of their personnel are indulging in the excavation work as well, and they believe that it's the soil condition over here. Right now, they haven't encountered any rocky terrain as far as the excavation is concerned, and they're hopeful that if this continues and there's no rocky terrain further, then they can complete this entire excavation of around 160 feet in the next day or so. So this is taking time, and as you rightly pointed out, the main challenge for this entire rescue operation is the time factor. They're racing against time. Each hour they are lowering down a camera to try and assess the condition of the boys. What we understand is that in the past couple of hours, when they have done this exercise of lowering down the camera, they have noticed any body movement, and that is a cause of concern for all these rescue officials, Nishita.
Right, absolutely, and also considering that the boy is only slipping lower and lower down, and he's almost 160 feet down. What about his health condition? We understand that oxygen is being provided since yesterday, but that's not enough. He needs to be kept hydrated. So any extra measures, any extra precautions being taken to ensure that he is at least putting up a fight against this ordeal?
Well, what we understand is that in the initial few hours after he got stuck around 10 to 15 feet. That's what we understand. This is in the initial few hours around afternoon yesterday. He was responding. There were frantic cries that were heard by his parents. After that, we understand he is now in the past few hours having no sign of pain movement, no sound, no cry. So that is really the cause of concern for them. Although oxygen is being pumped in, as you rightly pointed out, the larger concern is whether is he hydrated and panicking is what the rescue officials are right now trying to estimate by lowering this camera down, and with no body movements found, they are fearing for the worst. But as of now, one of the primary information that they have got is that unlike in the other case, in this particular case, the boy has not fallen head down first. So they have noticed both his hands, and they are hopeful that this robot that is being lowered down will be able to clutch onto his body and he can pull up.
Right, and also Harish, probably one of the biggest challenges that they face is the fact that it is at a depth of 160 feet. If we draw parallels with Akshata's case in Bijapur, she was stuck at a depth of probably a little over 30 feet and it took them 3 days to dig up the earth. What is the situation now? What is the wisest way out of this ordeal? Is it the robot or is it digging the earth up to 160 feet?
Well, several of these NDRF personnel who were involved in Akshata's case are involved in this particular case as well in the rescue operation, and they are stating that in the other case, in Akshata's case, the terrain was very rocky, so the excavation work took that much more long time. In this case, they are hopeful that if this particular nature of soil continues, then they should be able to finish the excavation work by tomorrow. That is what they are hoping, but that might be a very, very risky affair because no one can predict the stature or nature of the terrain over here. Perhaps as they are digging further, they might encounter rocky terrain. So a lot of hopes are currently pinned on this particular robot that has been brought in from Mandya. If it works, then they are hoping that the time that they are talking about will be much lesser. They can stay in the next few hours. That's what they are hoping. But will the robot work? In the case of Akshata, we have seen there were attempts made to pull up that girl, but that did not work. This is also a similar kind of robot. So all possible rescue methods are being implemented by the district administration. The district in charge minister too is here to ensure that there is there's no problem or there's no lack of funds or lack of equipment or other resources in this rescue operation, Nishita.
Right, and also we had received initial reports that said that because of curious onlookers coming in, there was constant mud coming off the freshly dug up borewell, and that is what was creating the problem, and that is what was probably leading to the boy slipping further down. Now, have the officials cleared out the area, cordoned off the entire region, not allowing people into the region? What is the situation like on that front?
Yes, they have cordoned off the area, both near the borewell as well as the place where the excavation is going on. Both these places have been cordoned off. They have brought in barricades and made sure that onlookers are kept a good distance away, and there is no problem from the onlookers to both the boy and the rescue officials. And at the site, it's just the rescue officials who are now trying to make sure that this particular robot works and the 6-year-old boy can be pulled up, Nishita.
Right, Harish, stay with us. We'll come back to you for more details. Well, that was as far as the rescue operations are concerned, and those were the latest details. In fact, every single effort being made to try and ensure that little Timanna is saved. Let's not forget that this is only the second incident that we are seeing in the recent past, and one of the many incidents that we have seen in the last few years where a little child has fallen prey to the carelessness of the owners of these lands who choose to dig the borewell. But what is ironic here in this case is the fact that Timanna comes from the very same family to whom this borewell belongs to. It was only about 10 to 15 days ago his family members had asked for a borewell. The people had come and dug up the 300-foot borewell. They did not find water and they carelessly left it open and walked away. And now their own child, Timanna, has fallen prey to this borewell. Initially, he was stuck at a depth of just about 10 feet. People outside could hear his cries. It was only after curious onlookers started walking in and around the region to see what had happened to the little child did the earth given a little, and the boy slipped further to about 60 feet. But yesterday, almost by the end of day, he had slipped to almost 130 feet, and now reports emerging that he is at a depth of 160 feet. That is extremely deep. If we do draw parallels between Timanna's case as well as Akshata's case, little Akshata, who lost her life in a similar such incident in Bijapur. She was stuck at a depth of 27 to 30 feet, but the officials took a good 3 days to dig up that entire depth. but considering that was an extremely rocky surface, officials are hoping this time around that the surface soil, which is soft and moist and easily giving way, remains till 160 feet so that they can easily dig up the entire depth and reach out to Timmana before it is too late. But what is heartening in this case is the fact that medical attention is immediately being provided soon after he slipped in. He slipped in at 1:30 p.m. yesterday. By 3 o'clock, medical attention had started reaching him. He was being given oxygen, but what about water? What about slight food, something that he can easily consume, if he can, that is, if he's in a position to consume, considering that he needs to be kept hydrated for him to fight this entire ordeal out. Well, even as we speak, the rescue operations are underway, and these are the live visuals that you see on your television screens. The other way of rescuing is being done through Manjegowda's robot, a similar robot that was used in Akshata's case, but since she had fallen head first, it was very difficult to use that robot. But in this particular case, Timmana has fallen leg first, body first, and his head is up, I beg your pardon, and they are hopeful that this robot can be used to rescue him. The robot primarily works with a camera attached to it, and the people outside monitoring the movement of the robot using a small screen, and they also have two hand-like structures attached to this robot. The hand-like structures are lowered down the bore well, and they grip the child, and the child is pulled out. But let's also not forget that this is a 160 foot depth that they have to get past to reach the child. So how successful will they be? Well, everyone is hoping for the best. Well, Harish, now coming back to you, what are the family members saying at this point in time? They must be absolutely devastated, and it is their own mistake that has led to such a disaster.
Yes, this is the farm that's owned by the family, and what we are told is that this boy knew that there was a borewell over here, and he had come along with another person. They had gone to a nearby borewell that was almost done during the same time, just a few meters away from this place. They went and they saw that borewell, and they came here, and that is when he slipped into this borewell. So somewhere the family claims that they were planning to close this borewell. They had closed the other one, and they were trying to close this borewell in the next few days. And before that could happen, this tragedy took place, and now they're totally devastated. And with each passing hour, with hope somewhere dying down, the parents are completely devastated. And what's worse is in the past couple of not noticed any body movement, so giving very little hope to the officials and parents.
Right, and also Harish, although it seems unlikely, is the boy responsive to calls? He is at a depth of 160 feet, but initially they got to know about the incident because he was crying out for his mother. So is he responding? Is he moving? What are the doctors saying? Do we have reports on that?
Yes. Every hour there's a camera that's being loaded into the borewell, and they're trying to assess his condition as well as his body. The way his body is located or lodged over there, and the rescue officials, both NDRF and other rescue officials, claim that they heard the cries only yesterday. Nothing has been heard today, and no body movements as well, Nishita.
Right, stay with us, Harish. We'll come back to you for more details. Well, the officials hoping that Timmana will put up a fight. Of course, the borewell is slightly bigger than where Akshata was stuck in, but let's also not forget that the child is also much bigger. Akshata was just about 3 years old. Timmana is a good 6 years old. He's a fairly bigger boy, and that's the reason why it must be all the more difficult for him to put up a fight at a depth of 160 feet. We'll slip into a short break now, but stay tuned. We'll continue tracking this big story on the other side.